Hey everybody, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So I'm here continuing on with our you want to make your first journal and how do we go about doing that? So if you go back to watch there's two videos prior to this one. So the first one we just made our signatures, and then the second one we went ahead and we made some pockets and a flip out of an envelope. And we did a book page pocket and we did a tuck. So I have gone ahead and all three signatures now have the exact same things in them. And now we're going to start working on filling some of these things up and continuing to decorate our journal. So I'm just going to work on one signature instead of doing all three, but like I said, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing in all three signatures. So today I thought we could go ahead and make a big large tag for our front page of our signature. I like to have, like I think I said on my first video, a nice focal point. So I went ahead and I went through some of my magazines and I found some really cool pages here. So like these are just beautiful pictures of some old women there, and then this is just a vintage photo looking of some guys and horses and just really cool. And if you were watching, I've picked a blue theme. So I'm trying to find things that are blue. So I think I really like her with the pocket here. So I'm going to make her into a big tag. So I want my pages to be fairly large, okay? So I'm going to make a tag big enough to fit into this pocket but not go above my signature here. Super simple way to make a tag is make a rectangle that fits into your pocket of any size, okay, of any kind. So it has to fit into your pocket, so we need to trim her down a little more here. And I'm just doing this all free-handed. You don't need to have a fancy cutters. And you're going to want to look for images that are kind of large and ones that are, you know, like a good focal point of some kind. Okay, so I don't want to take any of her head off here. Literally, I don't want to take her head off. But I do want to trim it down just a tad, and if I need to remove any more, and I just keep playing to make sure, you know, that's what you got to do. You just got to keep testing. And I'm going to take just a little off the bottom there, because I do want it to be a large tag. There we go. So that's about the size that I think I'm happy with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back these. Oh, let's not show that picture. I didn't censor these. I'm going to just back these with some of my blue construction paper. And all you need to do is back them onto something that you can write on. So you can just use plain copy paper or whatever you would like. I'm going to move this out of frame because I don't like the picture on the back. I didn't look at that. It was out of a history magazine. I mean, I didn't put it in there. So, okay. And now I made a boo-boo. See what happened? I ripped my picture as I'm glue sticking it because I got all nervous about showing you guys censored picture, man. Okay, so if you make a boo-boo, like I've always tried to say, you can absolutely fix it because we have glue and paper, and we're going to make it go back together like it was never apart in the first place. Okay, so let's just fix her up, and she'll never know any difference. And the thing is, you know, if you make a mistake like that, the imperfection is what people are trying to achieve in a true junk journal anyway. Like, people rough papers up. You know, have you ever seen somebody take a scissors and go over the edges of paper like that? They're literally trying to rough them up. So, if you make a mistake, just think, people intentionally try to rough things up. So don't be afraid of those. And it's not an issue. Okay, so now the whole purpose of that was to just back your image with something that you're able to write on, because I am using magazine pages, and the back side obviously is all full of other text and images, and you really can't write on that. It's not really a usable format to write on. So that's why I'm just putting some other paper on it, so now you can actually use this to write on. Okay, now I backed it first, and the easiest way that I find when you're first starting to make tags is fold it in half like you see here, but don't crease it, to get the triangle edges cut off, and then just kind of cut an angle off. And now when you fold it back open, you have a tag shape. So there you go. You have a very pretty tag. Or, you know, if you see people, they'll cut one side off and switch it over. Sometimes it's easier just to crease it and get it stuck over together at the same time rather than trying to do that. But it's no big deal. And then, you know, I got to keep I want to make sure my edges stay glued. So you might have to just keep checking your edges. Make sure they're all down. Okay? So there we go. And now, if I want to, instead of like, if I'm not going to sew around this, I'm going to do the same thing that I was doing on my pocket here and just do the fun, you know, faux stitching. This is a great way, adds a little interest. And if you're good at art and doodling, you know, draw some vines. Vines would be cool. You know, I'm not a real good artist at that kind of freehand stuff, but I can draw dashed lines. I'm okay with that. But to draw like vines or something would be really cool. Could have some vines going down the side. That's always a vintagey looking thing. But this is easy, and it adds that little, you know, extra detail. That's what it's about. You know, just keep adding little details. You know, I've noticed that you keep adding a little this, a little that, and then it turns out looking really cool. So there you go. You've got one perfectly functional tag. And those are all over in journals. Tags. And tags are meant to just look at and write on. That's all a tag is meant to be. And tags can be any shape or size. You know, big, small, itty bitty. I mean, you can see itty bitty ones. So there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I will use some of these other images and do another large tag for these two pockets. Okay, like I said, I'm just going to keep repeating the process. But moving on in here, I still need to cover this, so we're not quite done with that. But I do want something that folds out. And that's good grammar, isn't it? This is where those printed digitals come in handy. Or if you have a really large like magazine page or an image you really like, you can do the same thing I'm going to do here, but just back your magazine page in something so that you can write on one side. But here it's just a coffee dyed copyweight paper with a pretty image on one side and completely blank on the other. So if you have a magazine page, just make it one side writable and one side to look at. So what I'm going to do, and I think the easiest way to do this is this is an 8.5 by 11, and I folded it in thirds. Okay. So I'm going to take one of the sides, and I'm just going to I'm going to just do like this number and kind of like wrap it around so that on this side here, I think I'm going to glue 3 sides. So I have a pocket, and then on this side, I'm not going to have to do anything because it's going to be glued on the back side, and this will just flip out. Okay? Just again, it's interesting, and it's adding a lot more writing space or more space to add pictures, or people collect, you know, vintage, or not even vintage, but just like tickets or wrappers or receipts or whatever, you know, and like memory bookkeeping. And that's all they're doing is like a scrapbook, keeping things. So this just adds more room to do that. Okay, so now I'm just using my Fabrifix glue, and I'm going to go down 3 sides. I'm going to go down the bottom and down the 2 sides. And this is going to form my pocket, so that when I flip it over here, got it glued on my page here. And I'm kind of upside down and all around here, but here we go. Okay, I'm trying to make sure it's not going through the back side here. It's a little messy, glue's messy. Okay, so I think we're good. That's one thing about the Fabrifix glue. If you use Fabrifix glue, it rolls off pretty easy. Okay, so now I have a very cute fold out here. And on this side, it'll just flip out, which is fun because you want to try to make things, a lot of things that I like to make are interactive. I like people to be able to move things and you know, tuck things in. And so here then, we have this great big pocket, again, room to make and put all kinds of stuff. So we simply and easily made another pocket just by gluing on a piece of paper. Okay, so there we go. Simple and easy. So we've done a tag, we've done a flip out, and this one here, I think we could do another tag for this one. And I got all kinds of images here. I think we want to, I'm going to use some of these for my big tag. I think I'm going to use these two for my other front pages. So we're going to move those off to the side. But here's just an interesting Morse code. Okay. Again, this is just out of a magazine, but I think that'll look cool there. So again, I think I'm going to have to cut it down just a little on the side here. And we don't even have to make this into a tag. You can just make a rectangle, square, whatever kind of shape of paper you want, and you can call it a journaling card, and that's perfectly fine. Any piece of paper in here, whatever the size and shape, if there's something on the back that you can write on, you just call it a journaling card, and you're done. So simple. You don't have to make it into a tag. You don't have to do anything with it. It just needs to be a piece of paper, and it's called a journaling card. So I'm just trying to see, you know, you got to play with it because how the glue gets on here, you got to make sure it will fit into your pocket and stuff. It's not quite straight. I'm not good at cutting freehand. Kind of bad at it. So it's kind of a little bit not straight, but that's all right. Okay, I believe that's good. Okay, so again, just using my scraps and whatever it'll fit. I think I can get this one to fit. No, I can't. I was hoping I could get it to fit on that, but I can't. We'll just use this one here. So, not quite wide enough. Okay, so we're just going to glue it again. And your backing can be anything. Like I said, as long as you can write on it, that's usually what people are looking for, is just a blank side to write on. And, you know, it doesn't even have to be a writable, you know, it doesn't have to be something you write on. Sometimes people tuck in stuff that's just pretty to look at. I'm getting, like, I ripped this one too. Man, I must be really, like, gluing hard. Must be stronger than I thought, man. Jeez. Didn't think I was pressing that hard. Maybe I'm just not used to working with a magazine page. It's a little bit thinner than a lot of the pages I'm used to working with. So I think I have a little bit of a heavier hand with it, thinking the paper's a little bit sturdier, and, you know, magazine page is a little bit thinner than a lot of the pages I work with. So you got to be careful with whatever papers you're working with to know what it can handle. Okay, so there we go. We have a journaling card, and maybe on this one, just for fun, I like the rounded corners. And you can easily do this with your scissors, or you don't have to round them. But there we go. Very cute, very simple. We can do the etching around the outside if we want again, you know, the faux sewing. Whoops. Okay, so there we have a simple journal card. So far, again, let's review. We've made a tag, and we've made this flip out with a pocket and a journaling card. So look how fast we're getting our journal filled up. Super, super fast. Okay, and the last thing I think we had made previously, yes, was this little tiny tuck. And I found these. These are perfect for adding to tucks. And these are like already, you don't have to do anything with these. Excuse me. One of these days, I promise, I'll be done coughing. These are just those little note cards. I got all these from the Dollar Tree, and you get like 10 of them or something in a pack for $1. Okay, these are super, super simple. So I've got 3 of them here. I'm going to put 1 in each of my signatures. So you know what I do with these? I tear off the back, and now I instantly have something to glue on top of this, and I can make another journaling card. And guess what? I have a journal card completely done. I don't even need to back it. And I've got an easy card to tuck in. Super, super simple, right? I mean, and you can do anything to like, okay, let's fancy this up. Maybe we just want to put a little something in the corner. I found some of these. These are stamps I just pulled off of something that I already had. Came in the mail that I've just pulled them off. I wanted to use them. So grab things you have. Anything you think is kind of cool looking. And just stick it on there. Okay. So you know what that's called? That's just basically a cluster. That's what they call a cluster. A cluster is pretty much, to me, an embellishment of any kind. I have this little blue flower here. And it doesn't have to make any sense at all either. I mean, you can just do whatever. I mean, heck, you could even put some quotes on. I was trying to think. I thought I had a little something else, but maybe I'm just gonna go with that. I like that, just the way it is there. Should I try? Like I said, I'm not very good at the viney things, but what I'm thinking is maybe, can I do something? Let me do something like this. Oh, scary. Okay, so this is like my bad version of vines. Told you, I'm not a freehand drawer, guys. I'm not an artiste. And this is my depiction of little leaves. Where do we want little leaves? Something. But you know, here again, it's just something. It's a doodle. You know, it doesn't have to make sense. It's weird. But yeah, maybe it has a little curly Q. Yeah, maybe we need some of those little curly Qs. And just keep playing with it. I mean, there, that's cute. We'll call that good. So here we go. We've got plenty of room to still write, and it's like decorated up a little bit. Super cute, super easy. Okay, so there we go. In like 20 minutes, we have now added, you know, to our one signature, the pieces that go into the parts that we've made. So I think that is a very good start for a journal. I mean, basically what we have left in here to do, we've got all of our pockets and tucks filled. I want to still cover this envelope, which I guess we can do that now. That won't take very long. Okay, let's quickly cover this envelope. And maybe we're just going to do, this is kind of a simple thing. Let's just do a collage on it, okay? Because collages are easy because you can grab whatever you want, and the whole thing doesn't have to be filled, okay? So we are going to just start taking pieces like here. I thought these people looked kind of interesting. So I'm just going to, and I'll tell you guys, if you don't really know what to do to a page, just start collaging, because when you just start piling on and just pile on, the more you pile on, the better. And eventually you end up with something that actually probably looks pretty cool. So, you know, here I'm just trying to maybe cover up some of these things, you know, the writing that really makes it look like it's an envelope. Oh my gosh. That is the third time I've ripped something. What is my deal? I'm having an issue tonight. Either I got glue stuck everywhere on my fingers, or I'm just not doing good with the magazine pages. Must be eating my Wheaties, tell ya. I'm so strong I don't even know it. Okay, so that's really kind of cute. Now this one has a window pocket, so, you know, maybe you want something to be like a focal point in there, or maybe you want to leave it open so that, you know, when you go to make something to tuck in here, so that whatever you tuck in here, let's see if I can get it the right way, so that whatever you tuck in there will show through, and you don't want anything to decorate it. So either way, you can either glue something back there or just leave it open for when you want to decorate it. But let's get some color on here, because right now we have these two things. And don't be afraid to tear things. If like, okay, like this doesn't fit in here, but go ahead and this is a good one. Take a square piece of whatever you got, tear it at kind of an angle, plop it into a corner, and let it cover other pieces. That's the whole point of layering. You know, not every single piece has to stick out. That's the whole point of collaging. Okay, layers, 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 layers. So then maybe I've got this pink and kind of, I could probably kind of wanted that under there. Ooh, I can still maybe a little. Okay, so here I am. I'm just going to kind of like slap this under there. I kind of wanted it under those people to show you that. And this is where a lot of people will lay stuff down ahead of time and then go ahead and collage down. You know, obviously, I'm always the afterthought person, you know, like, oh, yeah, I probably should have done that. And now I'm thinking I probably should just, like, tear this off. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Okay, there we go. So torn edges are your friend. Don't worry about torn edges. This one even says, what does it say? Thinking of you? Must be in a Christmas envelope. I don't know. Any little bits of these things that I see, every time I see a real stamp, I always pull them off, because anymore now they just do the printed. You know, like a lot of times they have to, it's just the printed stamps on there. You don't even get a real stamp. Okay, that's looking kind of cute. And then we've got this cute blue little flower. Maybe I should put him there. It's a good spot for you. There we go, kind of. And you see what I mean? Just keep layering over layers, and eventually it all starts to look like it, you know, it belongs there. And if you don't even want the window envelope, just completely cover it up. You don't even need it if you don't want it. Okay, so here, maybe this would be a good spot. Where did I look? I lost my, okay. If you have good handwriting, this is a good one for you. I'm gonna put my lid on my glue stick here so I don't stick it everywhere. And my Fabrifix is volcanoing out the top. Okay, so I don't have stamps. Say I don't have any stamps, but I want to put a word. Single words are a good thing. You always see people in junk journals, they just put a single word. So let me think, what's a very philosophical word I could put in here? How about think. What do I want to put? Let's see. How about, let's just put the word, if I can write, B. And this will test your spelling. Is that breathe? Breath? Breathe? Breathe. Breathe. I think I spelled that right. I need spell check. Okay, and now we're just gonna play. Maybe I want to add and make it look fancy. You know, and really, I don't know if this word makes any sense to anybody, but there, breathe. Just breathe. I think I spelled that right. It looks weird though. Why does it look weird? Oh, that's why, because, oh my God, the word's right there. B-R-E-A-T-H. I need an E. Oh, don't. Well, I must have never passed English. Oh, there we go. Okay, now that looks better. Yay! Okay, I thought it... It's so funny I picked breathe. It's right there. I didn't even notice that. See, that's like subconscious right there. Okay, so there we go. We have a very cute decorated collaged envelope now that we can tuck stuff into. And, oh, I was going to do this page here. These, I found, these are kind of cool. I thought these are really neat. These just long strips of whatever. I don't know what this is from. This is like Romanesque type deal, I think. Anyway, I thought these looked like washi tape. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just lay the whole strip down like it was washi tape. So let's do that on the back and we'll completely finish up this whole envelope in no time. Okay, let's see if I can glue this without like tearing it. I'm not having very good luck with that. Ooh, look at that, I made it. Okay, so let's just go this way and get this down. And it looks like we have a whole sheet of washi tape. Super cool. Okay, and there we go. So I think we did a really good job for today. We have our collaged envelope. We have a large journaling card tag. And we have, there's our flip envelope, collaged up. We have our fold out piece of paper with a pocket. We made a journaling card, just a plain journaling card. And then we have another journaling card with just some decorative artiste on it, because I am an artiste. And there we go. I think we have a good start again for our journals. So I'm going to, again, off camera, catch all these up to this one, but then when we come back, you'll see that we have all three signatures up to the same point. So I hope you guys are really enjoying this. We'll almost have this journal done, and I think the next video will be binding it and making our cover. So I hope you join me next time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.